Hey, everybody, what's going on? It is JT live in the studio, Studio 10-4 weekly update here, and we are live again. This will be our last one for April 2022. Man, unbelievable. We're just blowing through the months here. It is going fast. So I think there's so much fun going on in 2022 that you can't sit around and be idle, man. It's all about get it done, get it on, and on to the next show, on to the next whatever's happening. A lot of that is going on, and we got a brand new thing we're going to be doing for you guys today. We're going to do this every week as long as we can, as long as there's shows. We're going to do a show wrap, and we've brought in some celebrities from around the trucking land and show land out there. From the SWAMPEAST show, we are going to have Kasey Aslinger coming in and talking to us about what happened last weekend. And Dill and David McKinney are going to be out here as well to share with us some of what they saw. And I've got some incriminating videos of guys on back of flatbeds and dancing. And I don't know what that was, if that was the Brooklyn mashup or what that was, or surfing. I'm not sure. We're going to let them tell that story. But we got a couple of quick videos we'll show, and then we've got some pictures too. Also got Christopher Fiffe in there somewhere. He's not in the green room yet, but hopefully he's going to make it in and be able to hang out with us as well. Thank everybody for tuning in. Sean Rowe, good evening from Tucson, Arizona. Yeah, man, you have not been around in a while, buddy. So good to have you back. I do see you around on the stream on Facebook, and of course. A lot of other folks out there too, and a lot of folks. It's amazing. It's amazing how many people I met in Louisville, Louisville, and what was it? Everybody called it Bill. I don't know. Anyway, everybody's got a name for it, I guess. But how many people I ran into that said they watched the show, and they're people that we don't even know that are in there watching the show. So you guys are out there being voyeurs and watching, and we don't even know you're there, and that's okay. We just appreciate you checking it out, and if you can, share it for us. We appreciate that too. In fact, all you guys that are in there right now watching, if you can just share that out there so other folks around the social media world know what's going on. Todd, good to have you. Does anyone else film for 10-4 magazine besides you? No, they don't. I am the only guy with a video camera. Everybody else is pretty much still camera. And we actually don't do any video. So that's kind of the cool thing about what we do. It is like the sign says, Studio 10-4 Live. Very little, if any, video, post-produced video stuff is done. It's all live. So Eric Gibbons, good to have you on board. Joe Wilson, Rick Ney, the insurance man, good to have you. And Sean, I'm glad to hear that. I'll tell you, guys being busy, man, and Sean's just mentioning how busy he's been. I don't travel a lot where I'm at locally because I just don't have to. I'm pretty walled in here in my little neck of the woods, and when I do go out of town, I go to San Francisco to see Miss Julia because she's working doing what she does over there in the Bay Area, and got gasoline the other day, and I, $15-20 more a tank, and I'm watching you guys fill up and share it on social media, and you guys are out there. Oh man, $300-500 maybe every time you pull in and fill up, more than what it used to be. I just can't imagine how that's going to it hasn't all trickled down yet. And that's what I'm getting to. It just hasn't all trickled down yet to the stores and everybody having to pay for all that. So it's coming. I know it is. Had this conversation this morning with a friend of mine, and he was asking about it. And I said, yeah, it's not all there yet, but it's going to be. Yeah, Kara Jo McDermott. You know what? So yeah, we're definitely up for covering all the shows we possibly can. And let me just say this about what we're doing here with this kind of weekend wrap. It gives us an opportunity to reach out to either some of our contributors, and in this case, we've got contributors at both shows, which is great. And we can kind of get a quick, wrap of what happened, what it was like, and then of course the complete show report. Well, that'll come out in a real quick time here in a next edition, not not this next month, but the month after that. So we're usually like a month out after the show, and then a full show report comes up. So John Jake's in there. Hey, buddy, how you doing, Johnny? Were you at any of the shows this weekend? Were you out there lighting it up in Florida, or what were you doing, man? Yeah, per truck, Eric Gibbons. Yeah, $300 to $500 per truck more than you guys used to pay for fuel. So anyway, here in my world, which is the digital media marketing world, big news this week: Elon Musk, of course, buying Twitter, and is going to take Twitter from a public entity that was traded on the stock exchange, and he's going private with it. So hallelujah, man. Thank you for reinstating free speech in one of the largest, if not largest, digital platforms that's out there, and giving the opportunity for everybody to have a say in how they feel and what they think of what's going on in this country anymore. And we'll see how it all turns out. I'm sure there's going to be mixed feelings, reviews on it, but I think it's good. I think it's great, man. Let the guy have at it, and take it private, turn it around. There's already been lots of accounts that were shut down, have been brought back already. And I think there's going to be more to come. Of course, the biggest one I'm sure everybody wants to know about is our 45th president, Donald Trump, who says he's going to stick only on his network, Truth Social. But I got a feeling he'll be back. And I got a feeling his account is going to be back and live. And it's just going to be sitting there, whether he uses it or not. It'll be there. And we'll see if he can resist, and I don't think he will. I think he'll get back in it. I mean, you got 80 million followers. He's got more followers, or as many followers as Elon Musk does, and those are the numbers where Musk is at. He's up in the 80 millions, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, all right, looks like we got a full green room, so I'm going to start opening it up. First, I'm going to bring ladies first. We got Kasey Aslinger. Kasey, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Where are you at today?
I am in Farmington, Missouri.
And what are we doing in Farmington, Missouri?
All my girls had horse therapy tonight, so we took them to horse therapy, and now they're inside eating dinner while I'm in the car talking to y'all.
That is awesome. In case anybody out there, and how could you not know Kasey? She is a 10-4 contributor, and some of the stories and show reports that you've seen over the past year or so, Kasey has contributed and has been published in 10-4 magazine, covering shows and different things out there. So glad to have you on board. I also got David and Dill McKinney in there. Guys, how are you doing?
We're good. How about yourself, sir?
Good.
Doing good, man. We got the father-son duo, man. I gotta show everybody this before we get too carried away. Okay, you guys, now just frame that, keep that picture in mind right there. There, look at those youngsters, man. I don't know what filter Stephanie was using.
Ago, John, look how he's made me age.
I'm telling you, man.
I've made you age.
Yeah.
Look how you've made me age.
You gotta be tough, son.
Yeah.
Hey, show trucking ain't easy, right?
That's right.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a reality check right there. Dan Lynn's just tuned in. Dan, how you doing, bud? Man, it's good to have the editor owner of the magazine in on there, and he's of course saying hello to everybody. So you guys can't see that on your own screens now.
Hi, Dan.
There you
Hi,
go.
Dan.
And Lindsay Marie says,
My sister.
hey, sis. Right on. Well, let's talk about this show. Now, I don't know anything about this show. Was this the first one that they've done, or is this where are we at with this thing? Kasey, go ahead and give us a little bit.
If I'm correct, it was the second year. It's put on by TW and Kara McDermott. It's for a charity called Kenny Rogers Center. The Kenny Rogers Center is a therapy center that's actually very near and dear to my heart. Our daughter Jolie has autism, and she is globally delayed, which means she is 7, but she functions at like a 3 to 4-year-old level. So she has occupational therapy, speech therapy, physical therapy, and they do all of that in that center in Sykeston. Their show benefits that center. And it also, TW has a nephew that has cerebral palsy that has been through that center, and that's why they use that center to benefit to their show. This year, they said they had 67 trucks in total, so a pretty big show up from last year. I think they had like maybe 40. I could be wrong on that, but it was definitely a much bigger turnout than last year.
Well, I was excited to see not only what I saw happen in there at the show you guys were at, Dave Dill, of course, as well, but there was a little competition going on. Florida didn't draw everybody in, and vice versa. But it was a nice, diverse kind of thing. I think that's what's going to happen. There's so many shows going on this year, and there are some overlapping shows that's probably gonna take place. Dave, Dill, what'd you guys think, man? I know where you were last year because I was with you last year down in 75. So this is the first time you guys have been to this show, right?
Don, we had a great time. Not only was the show fantastic, everybody in town was hospitable to us. From the restaurants that we went to, a guy that TW knows accommodated 25 of us for dinner at 8 o'clock Friday night. But the show was fantastic. It was drama free, a ton of fun.
What?
Yeah, there was absolutely no drama there.
Drama free, huh?
Arlen Workman and Linda were there, and Gary Jones, a couple heavy hitters were there, and it was a ton of fun. And the McDermotts pulled out all stops to make sure everybody felt like they were at home. The McDermott boys came by probably every 2 or 3 hours. We'll know if we needed anything or anything like that. It was a fantastic time. I'll definitely go back.
That's awesome.
The McDermotts are wonderful people.
Dill?
It was much more of a truck gathering, of more of a truck show family deal. It wasn't so much a show. It wasn't you pull up and you clean on it for 2 or 3 days. Because we all know you run them every day and you get sick and tired of looking at that truck. It doesn't matter how cool of a truck you think you have, you get sick and tired of looking at it. And so you pull up, you butter the tires, and you hang out with all your good time friends. It was really just a blast.
Hey, Dan's in here watching this right now. Dan, that reminded you of a show in Stockton we used to do. That was the Cherokee Bob. We used to pretty much whatever you got, bring it, show it, and that was it. I mean, there was some big talent there, but still, it was more of a get together, have fun kind of deal than it was anything else. And after being in Louisville, I mean, that show wears you out, man.
Well, there's a truck wash like 10 miles away. We washed Thursday night, came back, parked Friday morning, probably spent 30 minutes wiping the truck off, buttered the tires, and then it was just a free-for-all. We had a great time. There's a guy in town that's TW's friend that had this old cab over Ford, and me and Arlen Workman were like 6-year-olds trying to go drive this guy's cab over, and he let us drive it back. So Arlen Workman and I teamed a cab over Ford like 2 miles back. It was great, man. Everybody in town was super cool to us and welcoming. I mean, it's almost like going home. A good time.
Well, that's good. So low, no drama, stress-free, just a good time.
Very much so. They had food vendors there, which you weren't very far from anything to eat in town, but there were food vendors there. They had indoor air-conditioned bathrooms. It was a good place to be. It's a little bit off the beaten path, but I thought it's probably one of the best venues we've been to.
Well, that's saying a lot, man. You get around. That's saying a lot. And there's a lot more shows coming up, but let's focus in on what's going on at SWAMPEAST. And I keep turning my head over there. I have to keep reminding myself what the heck the name of it is. Maybe they'll roll up something a little simpler on the names there, but man, I just can't get that out. I got a video here I'm going to bring into play that there's this crazy guy hanging out of this truck right here doing his best Jake Bast out the truck.
if it wasn't for Jason Babb helping me steer that thing, that video would have never happened because he rode with me in the convoy. And I was like, here, hold this. And so he grabs the wheel, and out the window I went, waving at my mother.
The sombrero may or may not have been stolen from a Mexican restaurant right down from our hotel also. But Dill didn't steal it. He just borrowed it from the guy who may or may not have just walked out with it.
Not making any friends that way, buddy.
Yeah.
Here's another one though. This is the one I couldn't figure out because whoever was shooting it decided. I think it might have been Connie. I mean, are we going down? What are we doing here, man?
We don't know. We're just trying to survive at this point, John. Yeah.
I am not. Gary Jones is guilty. He's been guilty by association, known to be.
Well, Chris and Dalton Gephardt are on there. Arlen, Linda Workman. There's a whole passel of, and the bad part about it was they weren't even drunk at this point. They were still sober when they did that.
Wait a minute, drunk? Nobody drinks at these things.
No, nobody. No, it's a great time.
Well, Kasey sent us over some photos, and I have to tell you, there's somebody on the audience here with us, Melissa Jones. If I'm not mistaken, Melissa, I think she posted a whole bunch of pictures from this show on Dill's timeline.
Page.
Yeah, or
not on Dill's, on the SWAMPEAST.
The SWAMPEAST
page.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if anybody wants to go see some more of these photographs that are here, and of course, there's Lucille. I was going to show, in fact, you know what I'm going to show you this one picture here, and you can see the difference. It's crazy. You know, trucks always take on a new look, and then you look at, and there's Lucille looking like she's looking good, but man, you got her dialed in now, Dill.
I appreciate that. She's a few little touches, and that to me is what I really like about going to shows and stuff like that is you can see something and take somebody else's idea and make it your own, because it's really hard to make your own idea because everything's been done already. So you can take a little bit and make your own, and I've kind of dialed it in to where I'd like to have it at.
Well, and I mean, what you're saying,
Tara, the queen has arrived.
That is awesome right there, man.
John, have you rode on We Pete yet?
Have I done what?
Have you took a ride on We Pete?
No.
That is the greatest time ever. I'm here to tell you that me and Arlen Workman rode behind Rooster. That is way more fun than a man should have at my age. I'm here to tell you.
I love all
a great time.
I love all the tie downs, man. Look at that thing.
oh yeah, and Rooster is a great driver. And I'll tell you, the brake is on a shifter, and he's got a decompression valve, and he will shove that thing up against the dash and pull the decompression valve. I like to fell off the trailer laughing.
Look at the bumper, man. He's got a tilt bumper, man. This thing's set up, right?
Hey, Rooster's the coolest guy there.
Brandon Courtney gave his belt out. Awesome.
Rooster and Brandon let me drive the We Pete this weekend, and you wouldn't think it, but those pipes get kind of hot on a wide-bodied fella, and you got to watch touching your elbows to it because it'll burn you.
And the DeSantis, I've never really got to be at a show with them or really kind of talk to them a whole lot. And it was kind of a close-knit show. Those are super great people, Dean and Teresa both. And you know, like I'm a big fan of that old 359, and she was telling me all about it. I like the close-knit of the show. You got to really kind of get close to those people.
You know, that was the same thing. I was kind of elaborating on this show that we used to have down in Stockton back in the day. It was small. It was close knit. Everybody got to meet everybody, and I mean, I've formed lifelong friendships with people down there. I'm sure as well many others did too. And you know, it's not the hustle bustle. high, stress level of a Louisville show by any means, man. This is more about fun, get together, just have a good time. And, and the other cool thing is whatever the show structure is, as far as awards, trophies, whatever's happening, it's usually done in such a way that everybody digs who wins, and it's bragging rights after that for the rest of the year till next year. Come back and see if you can be the guy next year.
I don't even think that anybody really cared about the awards at Swamp East because it was so much fun. I mean, everybody was just having a great time. The awards really didn't mean anything, I don't think, to many people. Rooster got the Showman Award, and he deserved that. He's the coolest guy there for sure.
And those are not pet vipers, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it looks like it was a good time, and that little guy right there, man, I guess he did steal the show, didn't he?
He is going to pay lots of money in child support one day. I can tell you that right now.
He's going somewhere.
Yeah, he's
maybe prison, but he's going somewhere.
Yeah, maybe jail, but yeah.
Things to aspire to, man. That's hilarious.
That truck right there was super cool. That's Matt Blaylock's new truck. That is a fine Kenworth, and I'm not so much a Kenworth guy, but that truck was pretty bad.
Absolutely. It looks like he's got a good start on it. That's for damn sure. Less is more, and that truck's got less on it.
The stripes, those pictures don't do that truck justice.
Yeah,
that truck is cooler than the other side of the pillow.
Cab over row. Where's Gary Jones?
See the cab over Ford on the left side there? That's the one Arlen and I got to drive. That I hadn't had that. I mean, we were like two 6-year-old boys fighting over who was going to get to drive it, and we both drove it. That thing was so cool and so much fun.
There he is.
That's Gary Jones.
There's Gary Jones. He's working that truck right now, huh?
I think so. I think he's working it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is. I saw him pulling a reefer with it, so I think he's all at it. All right. Well, it looks like it was a good time. I'm glad you guys were there. We're going to have a show report coming up pretty soon, Kasey, and we'll look forward to that. You get some good pictures to put with your show report?
I did.
Good deal. And of course, Kasey's got the same internet as our editor, Mr. Dan Lynn, so it didn't work. It was not allowing for us to get
4 hours to load those pictures.
4 hours. Yeah, holy mackerel, man. That is crazy. Melissa, you're more than welcome. Yeah, those pictures of yours are out there. We'll definitely get everybody to get a look at them here. Dan taking some offense to that too as well, but I appreciate that you're sharing what you brought over here for us to look at today. And guys, I appreciate you jumping in. And what's going on? So what's going on, Kasey? What are you doing next? What's going on? What's the next show you're going to be at?
We'll be at Super Rick Branson.
Okay. Dill, Dave, what about you guys? What's going on?
Large Cars and Guitars, Tony Justice's show
next weekend.
Yep, we'll be there.
That is next weekend.
I'm not showing. I'm working it, but Dill's going to bring his truck.
I think that's going to turn out to be quite the deal, don't you guys?
Seems to be a big buzz about it for sure.
I think so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tony's really. I talked to him the other day on the way home from Swamp East, and I think that's going to be a big blowout. There's going to be a bunch of people there, and I think that'll be a really good time. I think there'll be a lot of people there for sure.
Well, it sure has got a top marketing campaign going on, and it looks like it's just going to be busy as heck. So a lot of entertainment, a lot of trucks, a lot of good stuff going on. So I look forward to seeing what's going to be happening with that. Maybe we get together with you guys again next week and get a heads up on what was going on. Maybe get Tony in on the mix too if he's available.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Sounds good.
Does he sound like he's going to have that new hot rod RV of his in play?
I sure hope so.
What is that?
Funny story there, John. You call me and I'll tell you about Tony's RV. Yeah.
I will call you. I saw the pictures he posted before 75, and he wasn't driving it to 75. I heard that story. So you got another one?
Well, yes, I do. We were up there. Evan and I were looking at the lot, and I really kind of want one of those Prevos. I think that's super cool. I would love to have one. And so I was talking to him about his Prevo because that's a cool thing. And so we were standing around and we were looking at the venue and all that. And Connie said, and so Tony's kind of bragging about his bus, you know, and they're going to park the bus right here and it's going to be right here. And so Connie asked him, she said, where's the bathrooms going to be at? And I said, Tony's bus is going to be right there. We can shit in his bus. He goes, you're not getting in my bus, Dave. You're not. I said, you know what kind of photo opportunity that would be? I'm shitting in Tony Justice's bus. And he's like, stay away from my bus. So if you see Tony, ask him if he uses the bathroom in his bus.
I think we'll probably have this conversation. I'd like to. We'll have it next week. I'm gonna see if we can get Tony and you guys back in here, and we'll see what happened over there in the hills while the trucks were blowing smoke and the music was loud. I definitely hope it's a lot of fun and you guys have a good time next weekend. I want to bring in our next guest, and you guys can have a second to overlap and chat. Stephanie Haas, the diesel addict, and Mr. Big Rig Video himself, Christopher Fiffe.
How are you doing, folks?
Hey.
Hello.
Chris, you look awful chipper today. Are we tired from the Florida sun?
Oh yeah, man. Still recuperating.
Stephanie, how you doing over there? You were there as well.
I'm slowly recuperating. I've been getting up early every morning. I got stuff to do before I head out of town on Friday, so no time for no rest.
So this, Stephanie, you got, before I let these guys go, it was my understanding that this was on your instruction for this kid to get looking this way.
Well, he needed to trim up his beard. And I believe what actually happened is he erred and he ended up having to shave it off because he messed his beard up when he was trimming.
Bill, what do you say to that? Huh?
It was fine to me. It wasn't bothering me a bit.
Stephanie just wanted you to be photogenic.
Yeah, but
and look like you were 15 years old.
He looks like he looks like he just got done washing his dad's truck. He was a high school kid washing dad's truck, you know, and or getting ready for prom. I've seen some prom pictures of you too, young man. You were out there styling, and it wasn't all that long ago, man. You know,
no, it wasn't long ago at all.
No, sir. We grow up fast. We do. We all grow up fast.
That was really cool to be able to drive my dad's 359 to prom. That was kind of the highlight of that whole night. But
things we probably couldn't get away with anymore, right?
Probably not.
Probably not. Well, Kasey, Dill, Dave, we'll say goodbye to you guys for now, and you guys have a great weekend, and we'll connect next week. Okay.
Bye, guys.
Sounds good. Y'all have a good one
later.
All right.
See y'all.
There we go. What's going on, guys?
No, nothing too much.
Chris, did you have a good time this weekend or what, buddy?
Yeah, it was. It was wall-to-wall trucks over there at the Chrome shop.
And I've got some of your pictures, and I don't, and here's the thing: some of the pictures that I grabbed are off the 75 Chrome Facebook page. So I'm assuming those are probably both of you guys, right? Are you shooting all that stuff for them? Or are they out there doing their own or what?
More than likely, yes. More than likely that may have been either Stephanie or my images.
And I got Stephanie's stuff that she sent me. I'm just going to lead off, with what I thought was a couple of the killer shots that really stood out for me. The overhead, the drone shots, man, and the layout. They completely redid the layout, and talk about clean it up, man. It looks good.
Yeah, they nailed it this year on parking. David and his crew, they did a very good job.
Yeah, I think they did. It looks together, and it's not all. Last year was really broken up, and I mean, I kind of got lost in that bunch of trucks that was out there, and this just they got it down. Of course, the next shot on here that I want to share is Yeah, there it is. Nighttime, baby. Nighttime drone shot. Looking good, Chris.
Yeah, one of the cool things about what was done with arranging all the trucks is that on Thursday, um, I would say about 80% 85% of those trucks were on the lot, did not leave the lot while they were rearranged. They just, I was joking with a couple of people and I said, these guys didn't realize that today they're getting a truck driver driving a test. So everything was shifted around and rearranged. And I have a couple of time lapse views of how things were arranged in the parking lot there. It was organized chaos for sure. That turned out well.
Well, that's good. I look forward to seeing that there, probably on your YouTube channel, I'm sure. There's one more that is on here. And this guy right here, I love the angle. It just gives you kind of a longer look at what it was that was going on down there and how it was laid out. I got PDI over there where kind of we were last year up there along the garage bays. And actually there's a red, it looks like there's the red. Is that the DJ right there again? That kind of looks sort of more or less where we were at last year. But yeah, just a whole bunch better layout and easier to get around. That was the thing last year. It was kind of tough getting around. You'd go down a row and then all of a sudden there's no more row. And this way you can go through and through front ends, tail ends, all around the bobtails and combos, everything. It looks like it turned out really well. So good deal. So what was a standout for you guys this weekend, Chris? What did you feel was a standout at the show this weekend?
Well, the standout for me was the fact that there was many top-notch contenders and guys that showed up that, in my mind, it was difficult to think who would grab the People's Choice Award because, gosh, there are 6, 7, outstanding trucks there. So that in itself was one of the things that I was wondering about who was going to grab that top honor.
Yep. And we were just talking about this with Dave Dill and Kasey, coming out of Louisville is such a high stress, all emotional, physical, everything, man. It just, it's a taker of a show. You come into 75 Chrome, there's still a lot of work going on there. It's not like SWAMPEAST, where it was a pretty casual deal. It's still I think probably pretty competitive, even though that the judging scheme there is still not, it's not anything like it is in Louisville. They're pretty much doing crowd favorite and a couple of special category things that the 75 Chrome guys decide on, right? Am I wrong on that or right on that?
Well, I would have to agree with you on that one.
Stephanie, what do you think?
Probably the same. I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the right people. I mean, there's no wrong winners in that situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I give. Hey, we got Mr. Bubba in the show with us now, and of course he was there with you guys last weekend, I'm sure.
Yep. Hey, Bubba.
Yeah, he was. I saw his truck in there, looking good. What do you think about the way that these shows have, and I don't know if you can kind of include Louisville in this, but I think a lot of these shows, that's sort of the format that they probably ought to just go to. Keep it simple, right? Drama-free, simple, easy, bring your trucks. I don't know. Chris, you're laughing. What do you think? Tell me about it.
Keeping it drama-free, I don't know if that'll happen, and it's not so severe. In most cases, at least, I keep myself a little free from that, because I'm always busy with things. But simple is better. It allows people to concentrate on why they're there, and that is to show their truck off, socialize, have a good time.
Well, that's true. I mean, yeah, not like, and I keep kind of harking back to Louisville, and the guys are standing out there all hours all day long, waiting for judges to come by and stuff, so they don't get that opportunity. Although I'll tell you, there was a lot of guys I missed because they weren't out there at their trucks, for whatever reason that I wanted to connect with, and they just weren't there. But man, it was tough. There was a lot of trucks, a lot going on. just like you know, we're busy out there doing what we're doing and trying to cover as much as we can. And, you know, Stephanie, you're out there doing what you're doing. It's the same deal. And of course, Stephanie, you were up and over your neck and kind of climbing out of what you were trying to get accomplished there at that show. I know you had a lot going on, so I can't even imagine being in your shoes. But just from the, you know, the everyday guys that are out there, the judges and the competitors, there's plenty to keep everybody busy and occupied, and of course wondering, thinking, and of course then there's that drama factor. You know, it just like, you know, how did that happen? Well, truck shows are competition like anything else. But I think by taking a lot of that stuff out of there, maybe it makes for a funner experience for everybody. That's I think all I'm saying is it could be a lot more fun.
And I think that's what's fun about 75 Chrome Shop is they only have 2 awards. They got the Prime Shine and the People's Choice. 175 trucks were there this year, so surpassed, I think, what was actually on the lot at Louisville.
175 trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well,
what I'd like to say, in addition to what I mentioned about the 6 or 7, you know, trucks that were potentially contending for the People's Choice, all those other trucks, the other 170, 169, they all were really, really great quality trucks. And I wanted to add that in there, not to take away from those guys that came out. There were a lot of trucks that were just amazing quality and really kept up well. Great quality working trucks. And I got to give it to all those guys that were there.
And none of them, you know, it wasn't white glove like Mid-America, but it was, you know, everybody was prepping their trucks. You know, we've got, you know, prepping pictures of guys, I mean, wiping down. You know, you had Don Wood came in and, you know, obviously his truck looks great, but he had, you know, 2 of his drivers along. One brought in Evan Stager's truck, his cab over. You know, I mean, there was, I didn't see any not nice trucks there. Everybody had a nice truck. There was just a level of pride, and I think it was an outstanding group of people that were there. Everybody seemed to have gotten along. There wasn't, you know, any arguments. There wasn't that much drama that was there. If there was, I didn't see any. You know, I mean, Hallahan came out in pretty good force, and Lanita had a couple trucks out there, and it was a good turnout of trucks. It was nice to see, you know, people from all over.
So last year was my first 75 Chrome show, and being that I hadn't been to one before, kind of got put into a show environment that even they had never experienced before. I mean, it was the first show out of pandemic, biggest show that anybody had to that point. So do you guys agree? It kind of really raised the bar for what 75 Chrome show was to what it is now, huh?
I would agree. It was mentioned to me that the spectators that were coming in off of the highway, so the venue sits really close to I-75. Right. So I was asked to get a shot of the cars that were lined up coming off of the interstate, coming down 44 to turn into the facility, the venue. And they had not seen it like that before. They had to open up a third parking lot. So a lot of people showed up for that. As far away, people come up and will say hello and I ask them where they're coming from, as far as way as New Hampshire and things like that, and all on the East Coast. And I'd ask them, so did you come down just for the show? And they're like, yes, they came down just for the show, or their first time, being there at a truck show. And everyone was really excited. And they felt like they got their quote unquote money's worth, even though it was a free show. But there was enough there to look at that really, kind of compensated for their time and energy to come to the show. There's lots of great quality stuff there.
Absolutely, man. Well, that says a lot right there. The snowbirds are traveling. They're coming down from the cold country down into the warm Florida air and seeing some awesome trucks. And did you guys get any rain? I thought I saw a little bit of water down there.
No.
Not a drop, huh?
Not at all.
Well, what's going on with that big? There's Dan. What's going on at Big Rig Video these days? I'd say Chris is answering that. Dan, he's busy covering shows, unless something new is breaking that I don't know about. What's going on?
No. Just pretty much like what we talked about. Getting recuperated from mats, getting recuperated from the show over the last week, and getting ramped up to look at what the rest of the year is going to bring.
How's your apprentice doing, your son?
Oh, he did well. He had a really good time this year, and at Matt's, so he asked me the other day, when's the next show? He's ready.
He's
ready
ready.
to go to the next show.
So do we have a videographer and a future big rig video producer? What's going on? What do you think?
I would think so. He's fully ready to participate, and anytime I ask him, to what's his take on something or to create something, he's all for it. So it's just a matter of time, getting them more seat time, so to speak, at some of the shows and let them be more creative. So that's a great thing, even with the TikTok account, he made some TikToks and things like that, just because that's more than likely, part of his generational, experience with that kind of thing.
It is, absolutely. TikTok's everywhere, and it's the crazy thing about it is that you can get away with using the music in TikTok where you can't on Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah.
And you can throw that out there anywhere off of TikTok. So I don't know how that works. At least it does at this point. Although I am starting to hear similar versions of popular songs, but not by the original artists. And I'm wondering if that's because there's starting to be blowback on the TikTok music royalties and music rights. I don't know, but I guess we're going to find out at some point. So, Stephanie, what about you? What's happening with the Diesel Addict? What are you up to?
Oh, I've had it pretty easy as far as how far I've had to travel, and that is going to be changing here. I'm heading up to Ohio, then up to Wisconsin. Let's see. Next show is going to be up at the Semi Crazy Truck Show, weekend of the 14th in North Carolina.
Okay. Good deal. And of course, you're going to be doing the show report for us for 75 Chrome.
Yes, sir.
And while I've got that on my mind, let's go into some of the exclusive preview shots that Stephanie was kind enough to share with us here today. And I'm going to add these in right now. What? There's a fish in a truck?
So People's Choice went to Josh Birch from East Texas Truck Center with his truck Disorderly Conduct, which was at Louisville also.
Yep. Yes, it was.
But they added this piece since Matt's and live fish. It's a aquarium that they can actually remove once they have to move the truck.
You know what? There are no limits at this point.
No, but it was a big draw. People loved coming to see that. Kids loved it.
I wonder who thought that up, man. I guess, of course, they thought, where can we put some more water into something and, or fluid or, and then somebody probably said, water and a fish and, oh my, let's do that. Yeah, I can just imagine that night. Create the brainstorm on that. But yeah, this truck is insane. It is one hell of a deal. Nice shot here, by the way. I like this one, and I think there's the other one that you sent. I like even better. I love that shot.
Thank you.
Yeah, it gives a nice view into the line, and got that 19 on there. I like it. No, it's a nice shot. It's lined up real good. Other side of Disorderly there.
No, that's
isn't it?
No, that's Chris is it BCH? It's a 359. He's got a matching reefer, I think.
That is actually Disorderly Conduct. If you look at
that's Disorderly.
Oh, yeah, I thought I didn't send him that one. I thought I sent the other truck. I apologize.
Nope,
you're right.
That's okay.
I'm just kidding.
Psych. And who doesn't love the duck?
Then I will have to say, though, everybody at 75 Chrome Shop, the whole staff, got to give kudos to them. They worked their butts off the entire week. I mean, what they weren't doing out on the lot, the foot traffic they had going into the store was crazy.
Well, that's good. Then it's working. The show's working, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I like what happened on this duck too. The sky reflecting on there gave it some cool texture and gave it a nice look. I like that. It's not just not looking at another duck, man. That truck right there is a nice one too. He was, of course, at Matt's as well, and that truck just never looks bad. And
And
I love that pump.
he actually won the Prime Shine Award.
Did he? Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. I got one more in here, just a shot of everybody hanging out and doing truck show, right? Beautiful out there too. Looks good. I guess the weather was like last year, kind of pretty moderate or mild. Yes.
Windy.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, and then there was days where it was pretty windy, so any dust that was there got blown up.
Yeah. You want to talk about wind, man? Wind was Louisville, man. That was wind, and it was cold. Hot Rod Dave, man, thanks for your input, buddy. Yeah, Dave's had a bunch of comments. He's been dropping in on us here during the show. Oh man, well, you guys, so it blew by me. Next weekend, any shows? Either one of you?
Nope.
Nope. Day off, weekend off. Okay,
Yes.
all right. Well, then we'll try to hook up after whenever the next shows come up and see if we can bring you guys back in. I'd love to do this, kind of keep this kind of thing going. I'm going to be pulling people in from the different shows along the way. Obviously, it's harder for you guys to get out to the West Coast, so I know that Trucking for Kids is coming up. It's not that far off now. It's getting closer, but we also have a couple of other West Coast shows I'm going to talk about here in a minute after I let you guys go. But we'll look forward to you guys sharing what you have out there and what's going on. And feel free, Chris, to share some of those videos too. Love to have those visible for our 10-4 people. Okay.
You got it.
All right, you guys. Thanks for dropping in, Steph. Appreciate you always.
Thanks, John.
And we will
Have a
see
good night,
y'all
Chris.
soon.
Have a good night, John.
Okay.
Good
You
night.
take care.
I'll see you
All right.
both.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. Hey, man. Great show, guys. Everybody that came in, appreciate y'all dropping in and taking more time away from rest and recuperating from the show weekends that you've been out there doing, and I know how tough it is, believe me. But appreciate that, and everybody else watching. Yeah, we're going to keep doing this. I want to continue to have a weekend wrap. Whatever shows go on during that weekend, we can kind of catch a bird's eye view of what it was like, what the vibe was, and share some pictures and video, hopefully, if we can, and talk about what it was like and share the experience. As I said, we've got the West Coast swing coming up for us here in California, and I'm going to bring it on up over here because that's the best way to do it. Incidentally, I spent a better part of this morning updating our Facebook page on, in fact, I'll bring you over there and show you real quick. And there's the lounge. If you guys haven't seen that, yeah, go over there, check that out. Make sure you get in on the 10-4 Magazine Lounge. That's our private group that we have. Let me bring this over here to where it needs to go. 10-4 Magazine. Hello, there it is. All of the events for 10-4. In fact, it's real simple to find it. Just go right over here to the More button, drop down to events, and it'll bring them all on up. I updated as many as I could get done this morning. Pretty much got all the way to August for the most part. And when I say that, you're going to look at here and you're going to go, well, there's some shows I know are going on, and where are they? Well, that's a really good question. I'm going to answer that. This is what I've got for now. All you have to do is click on this. And here's the cool thing, guys. Any of these shows you're interested in, go to the event and let them know you're interested. Any of the shows that you're going to, click on them and let them know you're going. Tell them you're going to be there. Then share that with your friends. The whole point of this thing is to try to get the buzz going and get as many people out there as they possibly can to any of these shows that are going on. And most of these are all charity shows. They all are for good causes. They're all going to be donating money and proceeds to benefit somebody or something. So Large Cars and Guitars Truck Show, there is the one that's going to be coming up next weekend. Now, back to why. If you don't have a Facebook event created for your truck show, and hey, any of you guys that are watching me right now that go to any of these truck show sites, pages, let them know where's the Facebook event. Get it created. the sooner you guys get those created, the sooner I can share them and have them on the 10-4 magazine page and on our calendar. Now, that being said, whatever I have over here on the website on 104magazine.com, it's there, but it might take me to the website, but no Facebook page. And in some cases, there are no Facebook pages for some of these shows. But then the ones that have them that don't have an event, you guys are missing free promo. So get her done, guys. Let people know. Get your events in there and get those available so I can get them shared into our stuff and let our people know. Also, you guys, obviously the big thing to do on 104magazine.com while you're there is to subscribe. Get your own subscription to 104 Magazine. Choose what you'd like. Get one copy of the current edition. If for some reason that's all you want, we do that. If you want to get a monthly subscription, get a 1-year monthly subscription. That's 12 issues, one per month. That'll be sent to wherever you tell us to send it to in a clear plastic sleeve. And it's as fresh and as good and perfect as the day it came off the press, right to you, wherever you tell us to send it. If you want to share with your buddies, get a 1-year subscription. We get 5 copies then you'll get them in a cardboard envelope like I do. Then you can share those with your friends, man. Maybe you got a little shop or a little business. You want to put a couple out on the counter for people to read. This is the way to do it. 5 copies per month. All you have to do is go here, click on whatever you want and get it done. And you can subscribe to 104 Magazine. So we hope you guys will do that. It's the best way to get the magazine, honestly, because, while we do distribute across the country doesn't mean there's always going to be a magazine there by the time you make it, and they could all be gone. So, jump in there and get yours. Speaking of magazines and racks and whether there's going to be any in them or not, the newest edition of 104 Magazine will start rolling out tomorrow. That'll be the May 2022 edition of 104 Magazine. Can you believe it? Man. It is coming out, and that will start showing up at various locations across the country, as well as start showing up in the mail. So, and I was going to get to that, Dan. So, yeah, I may as well put that up there right now as well. Also, Dan and the bigger part of Team 104, the co-founding team of 104, was together this weekend getting archives all organized and ready so that they are available for you guys to purchase. So this is going to be a cool thing once it's all ready. I don't know all the moving parts on this, so I'll just let you know that they will be available, as Dan says, very soon. And what I suggest you guys do, if you've got something that you're looking for specifically, a year and a month, an edition of 104 Magazine that you're trying to find, write it down and then send it in to us when we tell you we're ready to start doing that. And once that happens, then we will start looking to make sure we have it or don't have it. We'll let you know, and we'll see what we can do. It is going to be charged. It's not going to be a free service. These are a lot of work that went into making this happen. And we're going to make these available for everybody as much as we can. There's a lot of other cool stuff in there too that I'm sure that they found, and I can't wait to see what that all is. But I know there was some stuff for my truck in there too. So that's kind of cool. Scott Major, the show was amazing as 75 Chrome. I'm glad to hear that. You know what? Honestly, I think somebody would have to work real hard to have a bad show at this point this year. And that's not to say that the good ones don't work extra hard to make them that way. But there's a lot of shows coming up. You guys pick out what you're going to do and get yourself out there. The next one for myself and Team 104, and that's going to be here on the West Coast, and that is going to be the second annual Frenchie's Truck Jamboree, and that's May 20, 21, 22. That is in Red Bluff, California, and we will have some really cool special new things that we're going to be bringing into play with Studio 104 Live that, frankly, I don't think I've ever seen it done. So what we're going to be doing is something that's never been done. I've never seen anybody do it. We'll be the first to bring it to you. And that's going to be part of our live stream, part of the live show on Friday night. That is when we unveil it. And then the next show after that's going to be the Souza Memorial Truck Show, June 24, 5, and 6. That's going to be down in Merced, California. Again, Team 10-4, all of us will be down there at that one, and we'll be live streaming from there as well. All of these, of course, are over there on our website, as they always are, right there. All you got to do, I'm just scrolling through them right now as I'm talking to you. I'm going to go on down here, and I'm going to get down here to where the big one for us is, and that's right there, Trucking for Kids. That is September 11th, and that is going to be in Irwindale, California at the Irwindale Speedway. Got some guys coming around. Some big hitters are coming in for the drags. That is something that, over the years, I think has kind of become, it's very competitive, but still, I think it's a very novel thing. A lot of guys just having a lot of fun with it. We got some big guns coming in for the drags this year. So I'm not sure how that's all going to come together as far as, the classes and the different ways it's going to pan out, but we'll leave that to the guys that do that. I can just tell you this, there's some people coming around that got some big guns. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Truck drags are going to be like they've never been before, as well as the show is going to be an awesome, awesome day at Irwindale Speedway and Trucking for Kids. Dan had one more message here, and this is very true. They will go fast, and once they're gone, they'll be gone forever. Yeah, this is a one-time deal. Once they're gone, they're gone. This is with these archived magazines and editions of 10-4 magazine. They're never going to be reprinted again, and it is it. So the idea here is obviously to clean out the archives and make these magazines that have been, stashed away all these years available for people that want them. So again, I'll tell you one more time, write down what you want, what you're looking for, the year, the month. And if you're not sure what that was, who you're looking for, obviously would be the next best thing to see what it is that we can provide for you if it's available or not. Great show today, everybody. Thank you for everybody that stepped in and was a part of the show. Dave and Dill McKinney, appreciate you. Kasey Aslinger, thank you for dropping in. And of course, Stephanie, the diesel addict, Stephanie Haas, and Chris Fiffe, appreciate you dropping in as well. The Big Rig Videos, always, and we share alike around here. So glad to be able to provide the shots that were shared today by everybody here on the show. We'll look for you guys next week. We've got another show coming up with Dan the Man. Dan Lynn's coming into studio sometime in the next couple of weeks. We'll have him live here in the studio as well. And thanks, Billy Joe. You're the man, buddy. You're the only one. Appreciate that, though. We'll get Dan back here in the studio, and we're going to talk more 10-4, and we'll probably, of course, get a little more into the archive offerings and some more stuff. Maybe we'll have some Trucking for Kids news at that point as well, and we'll see what happens. So keep the shiny side up. You guys stay safe. Have a great rest of the week and an awesome weekend. Stay safe out there. We'll talk to you next week.